Hello, in this video, I will talk about how open data intermediaries can improve the circularity of open data ecosystem. What does circularity mean in the context of open data ecosystem? Circularity means that all open data ecosystem actors should simultaneously create and capture value. There are various types of values, such as financial, political, and societal values. Actors who create value in the open data ecosystem, such as public organizations that publish open data, should also be able to get value back, such as in terms of financial compensation, new insights for policy planning, or augmented data. Likewise, actors who capture value from the open data ecosystem, such as companies that develop products based on open data, should also give value back to the ecosystem. This applies to all other types of actors apart from public organizations and companies. According to Van Lunen and co-authors, in a sustainable open data ecosystem, value should circulate among different actors. In other words, everyone should give and take at the same time. Actors should not only capture value from the ecosystem without giving anything substantially in return, and vice versa. In this video, we focus on the role of open data intermediaries in improving the circularity of the open data ecosystem. Before going deeper, let's see what are open data intermediaries. Open data intermediaries are defined as third-party actors who provide specialized resources and capabilities to enhance the supply flow and/or use of open data and/or strengthen the relationships among various open data stakeholders. Examples of open data intermediaries are software developers that include pre-processed open data in their software, open data platforms that allow people to contribute and use open data, and media organizations that produce journalistic reports through analyzing open data and adding context. As an example, we will look at how a geospatial software company contributes to the circularity of the open data ecosystem through its role as an open data intermediary. This is based on a case study we conducted. The company offers software packages for geospatial practitioners such as city planners, engineers, disaster response organizations, and researchers to create, analyze, and disseminate digital maps. To improve the user experience with its software, the company obtains, pre-processes, and integrates open data from various sources into the software. This improves the reusability of open data for its software users. At the same time, the company also improves the appeal and sales of its software and consequently generates more income. This is an example of how the company creates and captures value simultaneously. But does the company also facilitate its software users to create value instead of only capturing value through reusing open data themselves? To some extent, yes. The software facilitates its users to produce and disseminate interactive visualizations or applications that others, especially those with limited technical backgrounds, can use to explore data and generate insights. At the same time, the company also contributes value to open data providers to some extent. Based on the insights it obtains from its software users, the company advises open data providers on how to improve their open data dissemination. The company also raises public awareness of the value of open data and indirectly encourages support to open data providers, for example, in terms of funding, so that open data providers can continue offering open data. Hence, in this scenario, open data providers also benefit from the company's open data intermediation role. There are other ways where open data intermediaries can play a role in improving the circularity of the open data ecosystem. For example, open data intermediaries can foster public-private, public-civic, or multi-stakeholder collaborations. For instance, they may facilitate collaborations in which the public, private, and civil sectors pool resources and jointly coordinate efforts to build and maintain technical infrastructure to publish open data. Open data intermediaries may also help streamline cross-administrative data management processes. For example, they may consult different open data providers on appropriate data standards and licenses that facilitate the integration of open data from various sources. Open data intermediaries may also facilitate the flow of augmented open data back to open data providers. There are, of course, other potential contributions of open data intermediaries to improve the circularity of the open data ecosystem, apart from the examples here. For open data intermediaries to contribute towards the circularity of the open data ecosystem, they require internal incentives, such as viable business models, where they can capture value for themselves while contributing value to other open data actors. They may also require external incentives, such as policies and regulations that compel them to contribute back to the open data ecosystem in certain ways. Therefore, continued research and development in the design of business models and policy interventions for open data intermediaries is necessary. In conclusion, in this video, we have demonstrated open data intermediaries can improve the circularity of the open data ecosystem. There are various potential ways in which they can do so. Nevertheless, the design of internal and external incentives in terms of business models and policy interventions are necessary to direct open data intermediaries' contributions towards the circularity of the open data ecosystem. If you want to know more on this topic, here are some of the references.